Go ahead. Make my day.
2, 1, 0.
Hello and welcome to Right and Writer, the official podcast of the Washington Free Beacon. I'm your host, Elizabeth Harrington. You can follow me on Twitter at LizWFB. Free Beacon Podcast is available on iTunes and Google Play. Please subscribe, tell your friends, and leave a review. Joining me from the right today is Free Beacon Managing Editor David Rutz, who is once again occupying the squish chair while our Editor-in-Chief, Matthew Continetti, is gallivanting on the left coast. Hello, David.
Hello, Liz. Good to be back.
Further to David's right is Free Beacon President and Hill Tendo high score holder Aaron Harrison. We're not exactly sure what he does around the office, but he signs the checks, and that's good enough for us. Hello, Harrison.
I'd just like to start by wishing you and all of the millions of Beacon babes out there a very happy International Women's Day.
Well, thank you, Harrison.
And if I do say so myself, your new haircut is simply ravishing.
Wow, thank you. Thank you very much. And returning to the show today is the chairman of the Washington Free Beacon, Michael Goldfarb, international man of mystery and licensed Republican consultant. He always keeps our panelists in line. Hello, Goldfarb.
I'll be handling the HR complaint on that.
Up first on Right and Writer. Shocking the world, President Trump will meet with Rocket Man by May. South Korea says Kim Jong-un is committed to denuclearization and will refrain from any further nuclear or missile tests. Harrison, should we give Trump the Nobel Peace Prize now?
Well, if he was Obama, he would have already received it.
Yeah.
But I think there is a viable path here for the Nobel Peace Prize. I mean, can you imagine the vomit that will be spilled on the stage in Stockholm when Trump has to go up and accept this award in his white tie? You know, I mean, it's almost too good to be true. I actually think
almost.
Now, look, we got a serious historical situation with North Korea where they never do what they say they're going to do and end up, just starving a few more million people. But I do think that there is a path to peace here where Kim Jong-un may actually denuclearize North Korea just to see the reactions of people giving either, because the Nobel Peace Prize is either going to go to Trump or it's going to go to Kim Jong-un. So just to see the reaction of the committee, he may do it.
Right, and the media, their heads would explode if this happened, Rutz.
Yes, my favorite reaction to this so far was from CNN's Erin Burnett yesterday. She said, after a panel discussion about this, she's like, if this happens, Trump will go down as a great president. And then she added, and there's no way around that, because she was very disappointed that she actually had to point out that if Trump brought peace to a generations-long nuclear threat, yes, some people might have to admit that was an achievement. However, count me skeptical that this meeting will actually occur. It's planned. There's a lot that can still go on between now and then, but still...
leave it to Rutz to throw some cold water on it.
I'm just saying I'm skeptical. That's all I'm saying. I'm excited about the prospect, though.
Goldfarb, what's your take on this?
Kim Jong-un is just a dreamer, and Trump wants to help him out. No, I wonder what the worm's role in all this was. There's no way this happens without Dennis Rodman playing a back channel role, right? Friends with Trump, friends with Kim Jong-un. That's the mystery that I think the Free Beacon reporters need to get after.
Harrison.
Well, I think it's worth looking into. That said, I don't think Trump really needs back channel ambassadors. He seems to be able to cut a deal on his own and, as one of the finest negotiators of our time. I think that he's probably dealing with them one-on-one. I am not sure that we really needed anything more than...
Are you out of your mind? There's no way on God's green earth that this thing turns into Kim giving up his nuclear weapons. There's only one way to give up the nukes, and that's when we bomb them. Well, that's what you get the Peace Prize for. You denuclearize the peninsula by force.
They would never give him the Peace Prize for dropping a bomb on that, no matter if it just, if it vaporized the entire nuclear program over there. They'd never give it to him for that.
This would be great if it's just a ploy for a preemptive strike.
Look, if anything,
that was kind of my hope.
Like I said, if anything, the committee is going to give this award to Kim Jong-un for denuclearizing. They will never give it to Trump.
That's true.
What's funny about it, though, is the reaction of the Obama people, because they were for this kind of direct diplomacy. They never actually pursued it because they were too chicken shit. but they were for it in principle. They're just appalled by it now. And so what's their response? They're like, oh, my God, he did it without telling the ambassadors.
Well, he
did it without telling the Secretary of State.
Well, for the Obamas, you only want to negotiate directly with a radical Islamic terrorist like the Iranian regime. That's the only way that they're going to.
Even there, Obama was too chicken shit to do it himself, though, even after he wanted to, clearly. But he didn't actually show up and do the direct personal diplomacy. I just love this idea that they're melting down about the process, because we had process with Obama, and what do we get? We got a nuclear deal with Iran that we'll see how that ends. But I think we know where that's going.
Quickly add another great media reaction this morning. Morning Joe's theory is this was definitely done by Trump to distract from Stormy Daniels and get her off the front page, and they were dead serious.
Plausible.
It's a hot take.
It's not crazy.
A bombshell Free Beacon scoop by Alejandro Griswold Pena revealed that, contrary to what Texas Democrat Beto O'Rourke says, Beto has not always been Beto. During his days as captain of the crew team for Columbia University, he went by Rob. Free Beacon revealed a photo of Rob rowing at Columbia, but could not confirm which of the three white men was indeed Rob O'Rourke. Rutz, this certainly can't help the Democrats' efforts to turn Texas blue.
No, and I can't believe this. The media narrative about Texas maybe turning blue appears to have gone up in smoke for the, 8th consecutive election cycle. Can't believe it. Yes, Beto O'Rourke did go by Rob O'Rourke, apparently, when he rowed crew for Columbia. That'll really connect him well with the people of Texas, I would imagine. But yes, a great scoop by our own Mr. Griswold, or excuse me, Griswold Pena.
Griswold
I'm
Pena.
sorry, I want to make sure I get his name right.
I mean, compared to what? Compared to being on the debate team at Princeton? It's not like he's,
right.
Cruz is Mr.
Cruz
Texas.
is a real Texan, yeah. Harrison, what are your thoughts?
Well, the Free Beacon's been really on this story for a little over a year now.
Yeah.
Our very own Brent Schur actually broke this story that Beto was actually short for Robert O'Rourke. If you notice his website, it doesn't mention O'Rourke whatsoever. Even in all the merchandise that it's selling, it's the slogan is Beto. Beto, 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 Beto. So, for me, this is the most cynical ploy that we've seen this election cycle for Hispanic voters. Now, as Hispanic voters make up a significant portion of the Texas electorate, you really aren't going to win as a Democrat without significant support from them. But I was reading that Hispanic voters, on occasion. Well, the question is, can I read? And that's to be debated. But what I read was that historically, candidates with Hispanic surnames perform much better amongst Hispanic voters.
Imagine
This is a real test of cynicism with Beto, because he's actually, he can't change his last name, so instead he changes his first name. So I think this is going to be one to watch. I can't wait.
He did pretty good. He had the sweater. They showed the picture with little baby Beto.
It
Depends
is it Beto or Beto? How do you even say it?
I believe it's Beto.
Beto.
It depends on
Baby
how
I'll
it's
take
pronounced.
Aaron's word for the proper.
He's got ties to Texas.
Don't forget,
I don't know.
you can. I know his name is O'Rourke, but Tom Perez was on DNC chair, and he said O'Rourke. Kind of tried to roll his R's with an Irish name, and everyone was like, and we replayed it just in the office to make sure we heard it right. And
4
he
times.
rolled the R's on O'Rourke to make him sound like he was from Juarez. It was incredible.
That was awesome.
I love it. Texas's version of Obama. The hope is strong.
It is. Okay, up next, CNN revealed that Russian propaganda was so advanced they created a video game called Hiltendo, which is a Mario-like Game Boy version of an anti-Hillary Clinton character who runs around deleting classified emails and helping collect money from Arab states. Harrison, how did we not come up with this?
Well, this is something where I'm actually really angry with the entire Free Beacon staff for not coming up with this idea. Typically, these type of ideas fall into my purveyance. So this is a lot of self-hatred here that I can just project out onto the inferiors on the staff. But yeah, but here's the other thing. I'm not only mad that I didn't come up with this idea, but I'm mad that I didn't hear about it until CNN dug this thing, up out of oblivion. Apparently, this game was played 20,000 times. That's not 20,000 people played it. It was played 20,000 times.
By about probably
50
10
people.
people.
But honestly, if they just pitched this to the Free Beacon, there would be millions of people that have played
We
this game.
could have put this
and
on
we
the
could have
map.
actually helped them develop it. I would have added a couple different levels. Like, how about burying bodies? Like, there's a lot of bodies in the Clinton
There's
body
so
count
many levels
is
that could be
huge.
done.
I mean, you could do that. Like, how quickly can you
There could
bury
be-
a body?
There could be a level for shaming Bill's women. There could be a whole level
Me
of that.
Too level.
Yeah.
There could be a blue dress level, or there's so many
Sound
possibilities.
like Donald Trump Jr. on Hannity here. Harrison is upset that he was not given a proper opportunity to collude with the Russians.
Honestly, why not? Like, this would have been a perfect opportunity. I think it's creative.
Have you seen
points to Putin for creativity here?
No,
you
they're
got to give him
smart.
credit where
the
it's due.
Russians are smart. They play like way above their level because they're smart. They're good at this. I mean, you got everything they did on the political side. It all amounted to like a hill of beans, right? It was all like 12,000 tweets, and it's like shit that didn't actually matter, but it was all good ideas.
Right, but if Hiltenda would have actually become widespread, I think the Russian meddling would have actually worked more.
No doubt about that.
It's a good game.
Yeah, I mean, but to Goldfarb's point, the 6 million Vine loops from Russian Vines. We had one that got 4 million alone, comparing Lena Dunham to Emperor Palpatine, and CNN puts these numbers out, and they're like, oh my god. 6 million loops and 19,000 video game plays, like that swung Michigan, that swung Pennsylvania. It's hilarious.
Harrison,
I just want to thank Mike for comparing me to Donald Trump Jr. I think that's quite an
high
honor.
praise.
Appreciate it.
Awesome. Next
And
up,
Liz to Hannity, I guess.
that's also high praise. The Pentagon is gearing up for space warfare, a new Trump administration policy in response to space attacks, mainly by China and Russia. This is a break from the Obama administration, which sought to promote arms control agreements as a way to limit space weapons or conflict in space. Rutz, are you ready for the Star Wars?
Final Frontier. Or that's that Star Trek, isn't it? I got it mixed up. I don't know much about
Squish.
this subject, I'm going to confess,
Idiot.
but
we need to mute him again. He can't talk about TV or movies. Harrison.
Look, I don't need to see the movie Star Wars to have an opinion on the fact that real life Star Wars is going to be far better. Like, I want to be able to vaporize a motherfucker from 50,000 miles above the earth. I think this is going to be awesome. I think that we needed to be leading in dominating the next frontier, and militarizing the next the last frontier, the final frontier, whatever.
Yeah.
But no, this is great. Like, this is what President Trump promised to do. He promised to rebuild America's military through higher defense spending, and this is one way to go about doing it. You dominate space, you're going to dominate the future.
We hear so much good news about space. We're turning the moon into a gas station, right? I mean, there's so much to be happy about, Goldfarb.
You can't stop progress. There will be a space war. It will be glorious. America will prevail.
Love it.
Before we jump into our culture topics on Right and Writer, it's time to check in with our favorite pop culture expert and noted feminist at the Free Beacon, Natalie Johnson. Hello, Natalie.
Hello, Liz.
So since we last spoke, I know it's been a couple days, but we've since seen part 2 of the dramatic conclusion of The Bachelor. And we've had a couple days to process what went down there. Natalie, what are your thoughts on what happened?
Like the rest of the world, I'm just incredulous. It really was the breakup heard all around the world. We had Becca go on after the final rose and confront Ari for dumping her on national television. And then we also found out that Becca got over $6,000 donated to her from random fans on Venmo. And she's now the Bachelorette.
All for wine.
All for wine.
All like random people just sending her like, here's some money to get a glass of wine. And it added up to $6,000.
$6,000.
And of
incredible.
course, Becca, being this class act that she is, she said, I'm going to donate that to Stand Up for Cancer.
stupid
Yeah,
decision.
and
I know.
ABC and Katie Couric are both matching that.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
So that's $18,000 going up to Stand Up for Cancer, thanks to
Our
Becca,
new Bachelorette.
Our new Bachelorette, Becca. And again, she made all this money off of Venmo. I mean, she's the real winner here, quite frankly. Like,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody
take
even
that.
cared. By the time Ari proposed to Lauren B., Who cared? We got him off the stage.
Yeah,
We're like,
no
let's
one-
bring in Becca. Let's see the new men. Let's start the Bachelorette. Let's get this going.
Yeah, everyone was
Harrison.
so over that.
Well, the fact that Oprah hasn't offered to match
Ooh, that hurts her
funds, I think
for
it just kind of
2020.
proves that she's not a serious candidate in 2020. She's not serious about doing this.
She's having a terrible week. Wrinkle in Time is getting
Oh my
panned
gosh.
in the reviews. Like you said, she doesn't obviously care about women. But yes, Becca, big winner in the Bachelor.
I cannot wait.
Season
It's coming
finale.
up in May. I don't know
What did you think about the guys they trotted out? I heard my wife was not impressed.
Oh, I kind of like them.
I liked them. I liked 3 of them. 2 of them were duds. Banjo Man was my favorite.
Oh, he was awesome. I usually don't like the musician types, but that guy was impressive.
He was. I was a huge
Yeah,
fan. They also had a man
playing the
who
banjo is
brought
hard.
out a horse.
Harrison, what do you think about Becca as a Bachelorette?
I like her as the Bachelorette. I think Tia probably would have been a better Bachelorette than Becca. But in terms of the drama that went down at the end of this season, we've really got a fan favorite leading the next season of the Bachelorette. So I'm with it. I do think that Ari kind of ended up with exactly what he deserved.
Oh, yes. This is exactly my point. So when after he proposed and he meets up with the family, it dawned on me why he changed his mind. His entire family has chosen a blonde. All his brothers have a blonde. His mom is a blonde. His sister's a blonde. He just had to fit in, and he needed no offense, airhead blonde to Lauren B. He needed that.
He needed someone who was more boring than him.
Yes, exactly. But as both women speaking here are both blonde,
Yes.
that's not a knock on blondes.
No.
We are way better, obviously.
I'm
but
very pro blonde.
Lauren does not represent us very well. But speaking of Lauren, we had this
Virginia
article that came out that she was apparently a model for 6 years, but she went under the name Libby.
So maybe she has a different side to her.
Maybe she has a little bit of an
Maybe
edge.
we prejudged Lauren B.
Do we have any visuals on this?
They're not that great.
Daily Mail, they have some.
It says risque.
It says risque. They're just some bikini shots. It's nothing.
One final thing I wanted to ask you, Bachelor related. There's been a bunch of think pieces, if you will, saying maybe it's time to reconsider The Bachelor with the Me Too movement. It's inappropriate, right? And one asked, can one be a feminist and enjoy dating shows? You're our feminist here, Natalie. You have to answer this.
I'm going to preface this and say I support Me Too. I support Time's Up. I do. I back both of those things. I think it's a long time coming. But when they come out with pieces like this, it completely detracts from any type of equality that they want to get. Comparing or asking whether The Bachelor is appropriate in this, quote, Me Too era is just absurd. I would understand it if we did not have The Bachelorette, but we have The Bachelorette. And so it's just an absurd comparison to talk about. It's a reality TV show. It's showing women voluntarily go on this show. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's no one's forcing these. They compare it to the casting couch. It's like, well, yeah, sort of. There's a good casting, but I mean, they all want to be famous. That's why they go on the show. They want their own reality spinoff, or they want Paradise.
Exactly.
I mean, it's great.
And again, they have The Bachelorette, and it balances this out. You have 24
Yes.
men vying for a woman's place, so you could
The
even
Bachelor
flip
has
it.
done a rare thing in Hollywood, and it's actually brought equality.
Yeah,
by having
100%.
The Bachelorette.
100%.
Okay, thank you very much, Natalie, for this much-needed
Of
culture
course.
update. For our culture topics on Right and Writer, however, first we have this week they celebrated International Women's Day, and in honor, one female McDonald's owner decided to turn the Golden Arches upside down to create a W. Of course, not everyone was happy with this because the internet is a terrible place. Rutz, how dare this woman celebrate women when McDonald's doesn't even have a $15 minimum wage?
Classic mistake by these people. They think by these little empty gestures they're going to make up for their years of misogyny and mistreatment and wage gap. And it wasn't just that woman's store. She did it, but the McDonald's announced actually they were flipping the M to a W at all their Instagram and Twitter logos, and at 100 restaurants that celebrated women. I don't know how it counted. Maybe they upped the salary for their women workers that day by 21% to make up for the horrible wage gap that actually doesn't exist. But as far as that person at that restaurant, you have to learn you can never please these people. So her gesture was empty and misguided.
Yes. Harrison, any thoughts on this? I think McDonald's does plenty for women just with their dollar menu.
Well, that's a good point. I mean, personally, I think that let this woman do whatever the hell she wants to with her franchise. Like, I don't really care. It's kind of like, she owns this thing. She did what she wants. I'm fine with it. Doesn't stop me from celebrating International Women's Day at McDonald's. I got my standard order: 2 Big Macs, medium fries, and 6-piece chicken McNuggets with sweet and sour sauce on the side. So that's not going to stop me from going to Mickey D's if some random franchise owner out of the 3 million McDonald's franchise that exists in this world. Not a big deal. It's a publicity stunt. Let the feminists run with this. Who cares?
I do need to ask you, though, so where does McDonald's rate? You got KFC as your top? No, Popeyes is your top. You got to get this straight.
KFC is the top in the sides division of the fried chicken division.
Are you ranking in terms of food quality or like wokeness of the restaurant?
No, wokeness does not factor in.
Why would that factor in?
No, that's look. I think McDonald's it is an American go-to. It's everybody's top 3. If it's not, like, I question like whether you're being honest, because honestly, it's hard not to like McDonald's.
Goldfarb, do you have any thoughts on this?
I just feel like, how many holidays do you all need?
It's a made-up holiday.
I mean,
that's why I forgot in my intro.
Valentine's Day, you got anniversary, you got birthday. Now is International Women's Day.
Don't forget Mother's Day.
Mother's Day.
Hey,
and
nice
Father's
one.
Day, because some women can be fathers.
And don't forget Secretary's Day.
Oh, gosh.
I mean, it's endless.
You didn't get your wife anything for International Women's Day?
She's lucky if she gets a Valentine. She's lucky if she gets... The anniversary thing is ridiculous, too, because that's just like, oh, congratulations, we didn't separate in the last year.
Birthdays are meaningless too. It's just another celebration
the
of not
history
being
months.
dead.
I'm sorry, but Black History Month, Jewish History Month, this stuff is ridiculous.
Yeah, I agree.
Hold on, when is Jewish History Month?
I don't know.
There's a Jewish,
but there is. Sadly.
Up next, Barack Obama is in talks with Netflix to pay him and Michelle for exclusive content where he will moderate conversations on topics such as healthcare, voting rights, and climate change. Harrison, this doesn't exactly sound like Netflix and chill.
No, this is perfect for Obama, though. I mean, was it going to end up any other way than a Hollywood run? I mean, this guy has been so in love with not only himself, but with celebrity culture since day one. Mr. and Mrs. Obama do Netflix. I can't wait to see the mediocrity that is churned out by these two lame brains. It's going to be the most boring, tepid, wannabe aspirational bullshit that's been produced in the past 3 years. Honestly, it's going to be... The people that love Obama are going to react. You could just naturally love this and talk about it. It'll probably win several Emmys, but it's so predictable. This is his culture. This is the true Obama. Right here is what we're going to see on Netflix. Can't wait.
Yeah, they can't, and he really won't go away, Rutz, will he?
No, it's also the final humiliation. What was it? Donald Trump, TV star, became the president. Obama, the president, and now he's just going to be a TV guy. And not even really TV, it's Netflix. Netflix will give a deal to anybody.
That's
and
a good point.
it's going to be just dreadful. I couldn't unfortunately I couldn't echo Harrison's sentiments anymore. The worst idea I saw in the New York Times story was him moderating a discussion. Obama couldn't moderate anything because moderators aren't supposed to talk. And moderators, Obama will never stop talking. Have you ever?
I don't know if that's quite true.
This is going to happen.
His moderation will be dreadful. He'll never shut his trap about anything. That's the worst idea they had on there.
Such a professor.
I already know where this is going. He is going to do his own version of the Charlie Rose show. Now
there's a big,
huge
vacuum.
Huge gap in the boring conversation department. This guy, he's going to bring in all of his favorite professors and celebrities, and we're going to talk about. Right. We're going to talk about making a difference in this world and how we can do it.
Inspirational stories. Goldfarb, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, it's all going to be about Obama. It's always all about Obama. So my favorite thing about this, though, is like it's not clear whether he's going to produce or whether he's going to host or, we're just trying to figure that out. And it's like, well, it's going to be about Obama, right? Yeah. It's going to be like what Obama did on climate change. And let's talk about what we can do in the future. Michelle's going to talk about nutrition on Netflix. I mean...
That's what I love about this, too. All these issues, they're going to talk about the issues of the day. It's like, you were in office for 8 years, buddy. You didn't solve any of these problems? Well, now you're just going to talk about it again on Netflix?
There's also in the story, it won't be clear if it'll be a response to conservative critics or the Trump administration's actions of the day. it won't be about Trump and conservative critics. Please.
I bet he starts a podcast too to supplement it.
Oh man. Well, we can handle that
He'll
competition.
go on that Pod Save America thing.
Yeah.
That's a matter of time.
All right. Up next, The Hollywood Reporter was out with a disturbing cover with the so-called men of the HBO series Silicon Valley with their hands in each other's pockets. One of the actors explained, quote, "There's a tender quality to these guys. I'm among my tribe of like beta males." Rutz, is the rise of the beta male a decline for us all?
No, I think it's on the coasts. We already knew a beta male rise was happening, and the more these guys prop themselves up, the more it helps people like alpha males like Trump and his people. These are the opponents. These are the people they're going against. It just heightens the contradictions. So I think they were semi-trolling with that cover and the way they were talking, but I think it's actually a positive thing.
Harrison, are you anti-beta male, I hope?
Well, isn't that the ideal feminist male now? And as a modern feminist, like, who wouldn't want a beta? You know, look, it is gag worthy. But like, these guys apparently are just reflecting their nerd characters. We were always told in school that it was the nerds that were going to end up running the world. To a large extent, that's true, but I'm not sure about the lasting power. Eventually, somebody's going to stuff these punks back in their locker.
That's where they belong, I think. Goldfarb, any thoughts?
You know, with the exception of like John Wayne, Clint Eastwood, Bruce Willis, like, they're all betas. If you get into acting, you're a beta. That's like, I feel like that's sort of self-evident. But the show's high quality, and they actually don't really play betas on the show. I mean, he's kind of but they're trying to build a business. They're like in this silicon. It's a good show, and they're like their politics are not beta in the show. They're like, they just want to be left alone, build their company, make a ton of money. They want to get laid. It's not the show itself is actually kind of a positive message.
Right. It's more so the actors themselves in real life and having to have their woke political opinions, you know, but to make themselves look
They
good.
like to put on makeup and play dress up and make believe. I mean, that's always the way it's been.
Yeah, you're seeing that in comedy too. What was Jimmy Kimmel's final line after Frances McDormand accepted her Oscar? He said, "Oh man, I wish I was a woman." He said that just after and he said that, and I was like, Jimmy Kimmel hosted the Man Show, and now he's saying that in front of the lowest Oscar audience ever, but still 25 million people. Yep.
Harrison.
Yeah, look, it is what it is. It's not surprising that this is where it's gone. You know, Hollywood men they're going to have to really start kissing a lot of ass for the woman's movement here. They got a lot of egg on their face, and so this is the reaction to that. I think it's entirely predictable, and you know, it is what it is. Hollywood's not going to become conservative anytime soon.
Yeah. Finally, in today's health news, scientists are saying oral sex is causing a throat cancer epidemic in men. Harrison, take it away.
Well, you know,
I'm going to stay away from this one.
I like that she asked Harrison that one first.
Well, you know, listen, it's
Beta.
I don't want to turn it back to Hollywood again, but this epidemic, you know, let's talk about Michael Douglas here for a minute. He's kind of the patron saint of this new awareness campaign, where he came down with throat cancer about 5 years ago, and he blamed it on his affinity for performing oral sex. Now, what we are finding is there is a scientific link between HPV and cancer. We have known this in women for a long time.
Right there.
We've known this. I've talked to several medical professionals over the past week about this. It's an issue I care passionately about. But when you look at there is a direct correlation between HPV and cervical cancer amongst women. It's just now it's starting to hit members of the male community as well as the lesbian community also has to worry doubly about this.
Yeah.
So listen, it affects a large population of people out there. That's all I'm saying, and I think the awareness campaign is good. People need to be aware of this. I'm pro-vaccines, so I think people need to get I think men and women both need to get the HPV vaccine when they become sexually active. I think it's important.
You know, if I can just point out that Rick Perry, a man who has been derided as an enemy of science, as an ignorant man. Rick Perry was the man who tried to mandate, and I think successfully mandated in Texas, that all girls should get this vaccine, right? So
yeah, you're right
he
about
was
that.
he was an early front runner on this. He was protecting America's natural resources. He's always been a man of science, and I think we have to tip our hat to him as being at the vanguard of the movement to, protect men from this plague.
A governor ahead of his time.
Such a good point. Yeah, they always say Republicans are anti-science. Well, they're not.
Man of science.
Man of science. Unfortunately, that is all the time we have for today's edition of Right and Writer. I'd like to give a special thanks to our producer, Louis Bunch IV, and of course our Free Beacon guests, Aaron Harrison, David Rutz, Natalie Johnson, and Michael Goldfarb. Remember, find us on iTunes and Google Play. Just search for Free Beacon. Please subscribe, tell your friends, and leave a positive review. Until next time.